Good morning, Denver Elementary School. Hope everybody's doing well this morning. Hopefully, yesterday you got off to a good start with our online learning opportunities. Some of you with your iPads and laptops from school, and some of you on the devices you've been using from home. I know there were some hiccups along the way with technology use and accessing internet and Seesaw and Schoology and things, but it seems like we have a lot of those things ironed out now. So if you run into problems again today, please feel free to contact us, your teacher, myself, Mrs. Marley, and one of us will be able to get you squared away pretty quickly today, I think, if you're having any problems with technology. However, if you're watching this announcement, it means you're probably off to a good start and everything's working the way that it should. So along the way, keep us posted if we can help you out in any way. Hopefully, yesterday you also were able to take a break from your online learning to get outside. It was a sunny, bright day. It was a little bit chilly, but warm enough that it was fun to be outside and play for a while and get some fresh air. So hopefully you remember to do that too on those nice days, to keep our bodies healthy, keep our brains refreshed, get some sunshine, some fresh air. That all goes a long way to work together to help us learn and be successful, and to be able to maintain happiness when sometimes things aren't as fun or as cheerful as we might want them to be if we were at school and playing on the playgrounds at recess and seeing our friends all the time. So make sure you get outside and get some fresh air among doing all of your work as well. Today, we have no Denver Elementary birthdays to celebrate, sadly. However, on our next slide, we do have a birth anniversary and a birthday. So the birth anniversary means that if a person were still alive, their birthday would be today. John Muir, who you see on the left-hand side of the screen, would have had a birthday today, but he was born in 1838, so he's not alive anymore. He is known as the father of America's national parks. And in the picture, he's the man on the right with the long beard. The man he's standing next to, you might recognize, was actually president of the United States in that picture. His name was Theodore Roosevelt. Some of you might recognize his name as Teddy Roosevelt. They're pictured at Yosemite National Park, and Theodore Roosevelt, who was president, felt so highly of John Muir that he invited himself to go camping with John Muir at Yosemite National Park so he could learn from Mr. Muir about how important it was to take care of nature and preserve places like that. So now, 100 years later, we're still able to visit places like that and see them much as they looked when that picture was taken, when those two men were standing there many years ago. The other birthday is an actual birthday because Queen Elizabeth II, the Queen of the United Kingdom, is alive, and she is still presently the Queen of England. She was born in 1926, so her birthday is today also. So no Denver Elementary birthdays, but a couple other famous birthdays and birth anniversaries to point out for some interesting facts this morning. Our Eagle expectation, the final one for the Be That Kid t-shirt, on the back side of the t-shirts is be that kid who is full of hope. That's really important at a time like this when things are a little out of sorts and we're not quite sure when we can move on and get back to Denver Elementary School and things. So sometimes when we can't see that light at the end of the tunnel real clearly, it's hard to have hope. But if we're full of hope, we can try to look at the bright side of every situation. There are a lot of bright sides to this. Teachers are learning a lot about how to use technology to communicate with families and with students to be able to teach you from a distance. Kids are learning a lot about how to find more information on their own independently without their teacher being right there with them every time they raise their hand. So there's all kinds of new challenges. We're able to spend more time with our families, and lots of good things that we can do during this time, even though it's not the way that we're used to having it go. Despite that, you can make today, this week, this month, and this year great. So 2020 can be a great year, even though right now it seems a little bit out of sorts. We can turn that around, find the bright spots, and never forget to live up to the dreams that we have and the goals that we have. If you had a goal that you set in January, it's not too late to keep working towards it. Maybe you've already accomplished it. You still have a long time left. We're only in April, so we still have plenty of months left in 2020, and we'll keep looking for things to turn around and then we'll be able to start to get back to things the way we were used to having them eventually. Be that kid who is full of hope, even though that might be a challenge sometimes. And then our questions of the day go back to our slide a little bit ago, where it talked about John Muir's birth anniversary and Queen Elizabeth II's birthday. If John Muir were still alive, how old would he be today? So you might have to rewind a bit to see what year he was born, if you forget. And then remember that this is 2020. So how old would he be today if he were still alive? Queen Elizabeth II celebrates her birthday today. Again, look back to what year she was born and then calculate this being 2020. How old is she today? Those are your questions of the day. And then we have two jokes submitted by students this time. These two were from one of our 5th grade friends at Denver Elementary School. And she submitted these jokes. The first one saying, why did the boy bring a ladder to school? He wanted to go to high school. Get it? Ladder, go up higher. And then the second one, why is the library the tallest building? It has the most stories. Like the floors on a building, stories and books. I know you got those. Those are good jokes. Thanks for those jokes. And we hope students keep submitting more that we can put on the announcements each day. You can submit them on Seesaw. You can submit them on Schoology. I'll see them in both places. So keep up the good work and keep learning. And now we'll start off the day with the Pledge of Allegiance. So you can stand up with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Hope you have a great Tuesday. Let us know how we can support you in any way that we can with your schoolwork, with your technology, or anything else. And we will get back to you as soon as possible to try to keep you working your way towards success at the goals your teachers have for you for the rest of this year and getting you ready for next school year. Happy Tuesday. See you tomorrow.